why is everything so expensive now? A brutal black pill is the economic black pill. I notice everything is getting more and more expensive, inflation, and I can guarantee you within a couple years, minimum wage will just be obsolete. You just won't even be able to live off that. You can barely live off of it now. I guess it depends on where you work, but these older generations have no idea. We're in for a surprise. And I noticed too, like people around my age, like who are early to mid 20s, like they live in groups. Like I've talked about this before, but they live in like, 3, 4, maybe 5 people per house. And like, that's how they live. They work their job, they come home to like a group. People don't really live on their own now. I kind of noticed. It's either with a roommate or multiple roommates. And if you are living by yourself and you're working like a normal job, you're probably going to struggle, And a pretty brutal thing that I've heard, these complete horror stories of like, I think this is mostly millennials, but it will be people around my age pretty soon who go for their bachelor's and master's. What these dudes basically do is they go through school, stressing, they go bald, they lose their hair, it's over. They they spend all day just studying for whatever degree they're getting, whatever field they want to work in. Then when they graduate with their bachelor's, master's, whatever it is, they can't find a job. They go years trying to find a job. And like say, for example, mechanical engineering. You graduate, you get that degree, and you try to find a job in that field, and you just can't. It's years and years. And then you eventually start working at, just a normal minimum wage job. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that happen with people. They're in debt, they lost their hair because of stress, and they're working minimum wage jobs, even though they have this degree, because they were expecting like, oh, I'm going to graduate and get a job immediately. That's what people, I think, don't put into consideration when they go to college and get like these degrees. They don't actually think, because I think what these kids think is like, oh, I'm going to go to college, then once I graduate with my degree, anyone's going to hire me. Not really. I mean, maybe you might get lucky, but some people, they go years and years and years, can't get that job, and they end up just settling for some garbage job, and it's brutal. It really is. But I mean, yeah, I'm just noticing, it's just, even like years ago, because when you go to the same place all the time, you notice like if things like go up in price, whether it's like a couple cents, because those cents eventually turn into dollars. Like I've noticed that when I was a kid, just like prices of things around me just going up by like a couple cents. And then, eventually, like even in McDonald's, I had to go to McDonald's for my mom, usually because my mom works at home. She makes me go out and get her food. So, sometimes. And I went to McDonald's. I haven't been to McDonald's in so long. And I was just going to get her a bunch of those, those dollar cheeseburgers and a dollar fries, because that's like a good value right there, $1 for that shit. And I was like, holy fuck, that the little fries, the tiny small fries were $2.19. I was like, what the fuck? Cheeseburgers, same thing. And I was like, weren't those $1? Like, guys, weren't those $1? Because I remember, as a kid buying like a shitload of those, and it was like cheap as hell. I just noticed everything just getting more and more, not just with food. And this too. You buy, like, I noticed the price is going up and the quantity is getting lower, like not just with food, but I'll use food as an example. Like a couple years ago, even, you could have just bought like, for a fair amount of price, you get like a lot of food. Now you're spending a lot of money and you're getting like little food, like you're barely getting anything. Like even like ice cream is like fucking $8 and you get like this tiny little bowl of fucking just one little scoop. It's just bullshit, like no wonder, like I hate wasting money. I always did. I think I'm going to turn into like an extreme cheapskate because, even like I was always one of those kids, like I haven't bought a game. Like I know you guys think like I play video games all day. I really don't. I only play video games to, record gameplay for this. Like that's the only, like one day out of the week, I'll just play a couple games and record them. And then that's really it. I just can't stand playing video games. They just bore me to death. I don't enjoy it at all. And I haven't bought a new game in forever. I haven't bought anything forever. I use that the Microsoft rewards thing. They give you like free gift cards every now and then. If you just like, answer like a couple questions, they give you free gift cards. I just use that, license transferring, and like from other people, like friends, and that's it. I just don't waste money on that shit. Even that is getting more expensive too. I know, just like new games and shit. It's like $70, and it used to be 60. Like some games are now like 70. I'm just like, what the fuck, man? How can you? It's gonna be brutal. Like we're in for a brutal awakening soon, very very soon. Everything is just gonna randomly just jump up in price. I just know it. It's inevitable. I just know it's gonna happen, and to think that I could live on my own, just by myself, because first off, here's the thing. I applied to 8 jobs this week. I've been applying to jobs every single week, and I got a call yesterday back from Wingstop. I tried. It's not like I'm applying to these, high prestigious jobs, like something, you know what I mean? They're trash jobs, they're not amazing jobs, but I got a call from them because I've been following up and shit. And basically they were asking me if I had experience, and I was like, experience with what? They're like, oh, do you have experience working at Wingstop? And I was like, well, no, I haven't worked here before. And they're like, oh, sorry, we're not what we're looking for. And I was like, what the fuck? I noticed that shit too all the time, man. Like last year I heard this from my friends. They were saying how they're applying for entry-level jobs, and they told them, like, we can't hire you because we need someone with experience. It's like, you need that job to get the experience. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like somebody with 0 experience trying to get a job, and they say, you need experience. Like, guys, have you had that happen to you? Because I've had that happen. I've heard that happen to, like, my friends in the past. And it just makes no sense. You have no experience. You're fresh out of college or high school or whatever. You go to apply to a job. It could be whatever job, and they say, hey, we need someone with experience. You don't have any. You can't ever get the experience if these people keep telling you need experience. Like, you know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, with the whole everything getting expensive. And I noticed too, like, there's so many people that are living the life I'm living that just don't even bat an eye at it, don't even see anything like weird about it. There's just so many fucking people, and it just blows my mind, around my age. Because my mom and her friends, like just last month I went to this restaurant thing with her, and all of her friends, all of her lady friends were there. My mom has a fucking copious amount of friends. And of course, like, I'm an observer. I don't talk, when like in groups. I never did, like, because it's just, like I said, it's always hard to get a word in and stuff. I just usually would stay quiet and just listen to everything. So I was just listening to her and her friends just talking about their fucking kids who they're like late 20s. I guess, what would that be, like millennials or something? Having the same problems, all of them, all of my mom's friends were talking about, like, oh, they're on medication, they don't have jobs, what's wrong with these kids nowadays, why won't they get jobs, oh my god. And, one of my mom's friends basically described her son as a textbook hikikomori or whatever she basically said, he's on meds, he's never had a job, a girlfriend, he sits inside all day, super depressed, just playing video games. And I'm just like, holy shit, man. The dude's like 28 or 29. And I'm just like, is that going to be me in a couple years? Because it's around the corner. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, there's just like, I already know, like, there's so many people living this fucking life where they just graduate high school and that was it. They just fucking lost their friends or whatever, still have friends, doesn't matter. Never had a girlfriend, that just don't work. You know what I mean? They just fucking don't do shit, and they don't even care. I mean, I don't care about really anything anymore, but at least I know it's not normal to be living like this, and it fucking sucks. I mean, yeah, everything is getting expensive as shit, and the whole job thing too sucks. It's like, why work when you're gonna get paid like barely shit? I mean, I can't wait to find a job just to get my mind off this fucking depression, hopefully. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. The prices are just going to go up. Minimum wage is just going to stay the same, probably, and it's just going to be harder and harder to support yourself. So I think the only thing is to live in a group with people, but oh well, I don't have anyone to fucking move in with, so I'm kind of screwed. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm pretty much stuck in my mom's house with probably no escape. Might as well be fucking homeless at this point.